Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. If I think about April too hard, I start getting overwhelmed. Why was March the longest month ever and April just went like this? I don't know, I feel like I blinked and the 4-week lockdown here in New Zealand just like flew by. It's almost unbelievable. But I thought I would do a classic monthly favorites video. I don't have a lot to talk about naturally because I've just kind of been at home and I haven't been really discovering that many new things. But I had a few things I wanted to talk about. I had a few TV shows and movies that I wanted to share, which I might actually do first because I feel like that's one thing that we all struggle with. It's so easy to sit on Netflix for like an hour trying to figure out what you actually want to watch. You really have no idea, and then you start something and you're like, oh, I'm really not feeling this, but then like your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your flatmate might be like really enjoying it. I don't know, it's always a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with TV favorites and movie favorites. So we will start with Netflix. I want to talk about movies because I feel like normally I look at Netflix and I think they've just got the worst movies, like really good TV shows, really good Netflix original TV shows, but the movies haven't been great. However, they recently have put up a few really good movies, and there are actually a lot of movies on Netflix that I feel like I could just go back and watch for the first time. And they're the kind of movies I would watch over and over again. The first one being Gone Girl. Now if you haven't seen Gone Girl, put it on your list as something to watch over the weekend. It is by far one of my favorite movies. I never read the book, but I love the movie. I think it's amazing. And then in the same kind of realm is The Girl on the Train, and they're both pretty much just like psychological thrillers, which is my favorite movie genre. Liam loves psychological thrillers as well. I just think both of those movies are so good. I love the kind of like gloomy psychological element. There's kind of like romance involved. They're both just really kind of on the edge of your seat kind of movies. I love both of them. What else is on my list? Oh, 2 movies if you don't like that kind of genre and you want something a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more of a rom-com vibe. The Big Sick. Now Liam and I actually got invited to the movie premiere when this movie came out in the movies and we loved it. Such a good rom-com. So that's The Big Sick. And then Game Night. Rachel McAdams is my favorite actress and she's in Game Night. It's so funny. It's also kind of like a, I don't want to say thriller because it's quite a funny movie, but like kind of on the edge of your seat. You are so desperate to know what happens the whole time. I get so bored watching movies. I'm such a TV series person and a book person. I find movies really boring. I can't just sit and watch a movie for an hour and a half. But all of these movies that I'm mentioning are movies that like people who normally get bored in movies would enjoy, if that makes sense. Liam and I were completely late to this, but Lion is on Netflix. I had no idea. By far one of the most incredible, touching films I've ever watched, based on a true story. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these movies. I'm just going to list them and then you can go and check them out yourselves. But it's basically a true story about an Indian boy who loses his mother and then gets adopted by these Australian parents, and one of them is Nicole Kidman, who I also love. I literally cried my eyes out for half the movie. So it's an emotional one, but oh, it's so good. I loved it. Now this came out a little while ago, but it's something that I really want to watch again. If you are one of those crime documentary people, you will absolutely love this if you haven't seen it yet. Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile. It is a movie based upon Ted Bundy's life. Not so much his life, but more like his relationship with his partner during the period of time where he was going out and committing all of these murders. And Ted Bundy is played by Zac Efron. Need I say more? I also enjoyed Marriage Story. It's kind of exhausting to watch. It's definitely a very character-based, depressing drama, but I feel like very, very relatable, and the acting is incredible. What's his name? He's the evil guy of Star Wars. Tall, dark guy. Who does he play? And then Scarlett Johansson. Their acting is phenomenal. They do like a 15-minute argument, acting obviously in the movie, where like the take goes on for a full 15 minutes with no breaks. It's like incredible acting. If you fancy a good documentary, I really recommend the Lady Gaga documentary, also the Taylor Swift one. I feel like they are 2 pop stars that are very, very misunderstood, and if you have any sort of interest in fame and the music industry, and just like a deeper insight to what these people kind of go through, if you find the music industry interesting, I think you'll find both of those really good documentaries. The Lady Gaga one is called 5'2" and the Taylor Swift one is called Miss Americana. And he's gonna kill me for saying this, but Liam really enjoyed the Taylor Swift documentary. Perks of Being a Wallflower, if you know, you just know. By far one of my favorite movies on earth. It's incredible. Just go and watch it. I loved it so much. And then a bit of a random one, and it is quite upsetting and disturbing, but we watched Patriots Day, which is a film that is kind of based around the Boston bombings, and we watched it because we actually went to Boston last year. We didn't really know anything about the bombings, so we thought it would be interesting, and it's just a really good film in the way that it's been done. Like, they kind of end up making it a full-on hunt for these terrorists, and it's not a documentary, it's like a proper movie. But yeah, it's all based around the Boston bombings and terrorism in America, and it's just quite interesting. But if you are kind of just bored and you've got nothing to watch that's kind of like stimulating your brain, that is a good one to watch. So that is called Patriots Day. I feel like Amazon Prime just isn't very popular here in New Zealand, but Liam and I downloaded it because I'd been recommended a TV series on it called Hunters. Now, if you are one of those people that has read like The Tattooist of Auschwitz or All the Light We Cannot See, and you are really intrigued about World War II and specifically the Holocaust, and you find war crime quite fascinating, you'll really enjoy this series. So it's a new series. It's got the same main guy in it as The Perks of Being a Wallflower, so he's kind of the main actor, and basically his grandmother is an Auschwitz survivor, and she gets murdered by a Nazi, and it's the 70s, and a whole bunch of Nazis have kind of living and hiding in America like 30 years after World War II, illegally obviously. So that's really good, and there are a bunch of Jews living in America. Some of them are actually like older camp survivors, and then some of them are just kind of people they've met that are trying to hunt down these Nazis because the American government isn't really interested in finding them. Really good watch, and definitely worth downloading Amazon Prime for. And the cinematography is like, it's like a film. It's just really well done. I highly recommend it. Something you guys might not know about, you can actually rent movies on YouTube, which Liam and I have dabbled in a little bit over the lockdown. So you can download like new movies that have recently been in the cinemas, like Little Woman. I'm actually yet to watch that. The Tarantino film, what's it called, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we watched that by renting it off YouTube Movies, and it was amazing. But there's heaps on there, so I think like just go onto YouTube and search movies and it will come up with YouTube Movies, and you can literally just pay a fee, rent it and watch it within 48 hours. And it's quite handy if there are some movies that were in the cinemas recently that you didn't quite get to go and watch yourself. Everything's there, so it's amazing. Oh, and then another platform that I love, TVNZ On Demand. So that is where we have been watching Killing Eve. The 3rd season just started, and I think the episodes are sort of coming out every week. We loved Killing Eve. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend going and watching it from the start of season 1. It's got Sandra Oh in it, who is Christina of Grey's Anatomy, and she is brilliant. The other thing I love about TVNZ On Demand is that they have every single season of The OC. The OC was like my early teens favorite TV show, and Liam and I actually went back to the very start of season 1 and binge watched all of it. Actually, the start of last year I think we did that, but like, it's just the kind of TV show you could go back and keep watching it over and over and over again. And I believe that TVNZ On Demand is free. This is of course if you live in New Zealand. Gosh, for mid-autumn it's really hot today. Okay, Abby's just come in, and you want to be on the bed, don't you? She's waiting for me to take her on a walk. You have to be patient, okay? You're always in the background of my videos. Couple of beauty bits I want to talk about. This is the Sleepy Body Lotion from Lush. If you are someone like me who normally puts their moisturizer on like before bedtime, or like when I get into bed, that's when I'll do my moisturizer, you will love this because it's kind of a lavender infused sort of moisturizer. It smells absolutely insane. It really just is a basic moisturizer. I don't have like a lot to say. It's nothing like super special. I just really like the formula of it. I find it absorbs and rubs into the skin really nicely, but it smells insane. So it is oatmeal infusion, lavender water, and heavenly fair trade organic cocoa butter. I definitely appreciate all the ethics behind Lush. I think they are a fabulous brand. Their skincare isn't really for me, like in terms of face skincare, because they do have a lot of essential oils in their products, which can be quite irritating if there are high concentrations of essential oils. So that is things like lavender. But for body products, I love all the lavender I can get. So yeah, I have been absolutely loving this. I've also got the spray. And this is a body spray, but I've actually been enjoying just kind of spritzing it onto my pillow as like a pillow mist, because I normally have the This Works Deep Sleep Pillow Spray, which is from Mecca, but it's run out. And I just thought this could be nice on the bed, and it has been. So this one is Dusky Tonka, Lavender, Lang Lang, and oh, that's it. Yeah, it's really nice. Let me just spray it. Oh god, it smells so good. Another beauty thing that I know I talk about all the time, but it is Weleda Skin Food. It is officially Weleda Skin Food season, meaning every single day I pretty much put this stuff all over my body. I've actually been using this as a foot cream because my feet have been so dry, which is weird because I haven't been going anywhere. But I've just found that it's been a really nice foot cream. I always use this kind of once or twice a week as a thick overnight mask, so I'll just use it in replace of my other normal moisturizer. It's so thick, it's so hydrating. It's like $20 from either the pharmacy or Farmers if you live in New Zealand, and yeah, you can't go wrong. It's so good. I love putting it as well, like on my elbows that get really dry in the winter. It is just like a good multitasker. Now if you guys are in the market for a new lip balm, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the only one you need. It's the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask. Now I've actually been using this for years. I've been using this since well before I was a blogger. So I'm talking maybe like 6 years. You can get it from Sephora. I used to order online from like a really random overseas store, like back in the day before we had Sephora here in New Zealand. But this is the thickest, most incredible lip balm. It's actually, like, it says it's a mask, but I just use it as a normal lip balm like all day every day. But especially in the evenings I will lather it on, and I literally wake up with the most softest hydrated lips ever. I've taken this with me on all of my trips to like Iceland, where it was like -10 degrees and absolutely freezing, and I had like worst chapped lips. This literally is the only lip balm that will work on me when I've got super chapped lips in extreme weather conditions, or even just normally. I do have some other lip products. I've tried the glossierbalm.com. it just doesn't work. It like sits on top of my skin and doesn't absorb. This is the thing, it's thick and nourishing, but your like lip skin actually absorbs it. It is honestly the most incredible lip balm I've ever used in my entire life, and nothing else beats it. I've probably gone through maybe 4 of these now, and they last ages. So yeah, if you are in the market for a new lip balm going into autumn winter, Bite Beauty Agave lip mask, so good. Another random hydrating thing, but I just want to talk about cuticle oil, because my nails, I don't even want to talk about them. It's not even just the fact that I don't have them manicured and with gel polish on them. It's just the fact that whenever they're bare, I cannot stop myself from like ripping them off when I'm anxious, like biting them off. It's such a gross habit, but there's been a lot of anxiety over the last few weeks, okay? And like, for example, look at my pinky. I don't know if you can see it. It's like raw, ripped raw, and I just find that using a bit of cuticle oil really helps, just to kind of nourish your cuticles but keep your nails just a little bit more hydrated, because I find that when my fingers get dry, which is random, but they do, I've been using a lot more hand cream recently, but I just find that I almost get like flakes coming off on my nails that I want to peel off, and it's so bad. So I use cuticle oil every night when I go to bed, and I'm pretty sure you can get this one from Amazon. It's the Dadi Oil nail and skin treatment, and it also smells really good. This is just a mini size with a little brush, but you can actually get a full size as well. I got this one from my nail tech Bonnie, and yeah, it's really good. Really random, unnecessary self-care thing that just makes you feel better. Something I've been living in recently, especially when it's a little bit more chilly, is my Country Road Heritage jumper. I could not recommend these enough. They are so worth investing in. I'm not sure if you can see the Country Road embroidery. It's a little bit dirty, but I get the large and it's stayed oversized. I've washed it so many times. It's kept its color. It hasn't shrunk. It is 100% cotton, which I love. And yeah, it's just been my favorite thing to kind of slouch around in, but I kind of still feel nice when I'm wearing it, if you know what I mean. So kind of like the perfect loungewear jumper, especially if you get the oversized one. It's just so comfy. It still looks nice with jewelry and jeans. I don't feel like a complete slob when I'm wearing it, but I still feel warm and cozy and comfy. I just want to keep things really short and sweet today. I have one more thing to talk about. My neighbours have also decided this was a good time to come outside, so I apologise for the noise. I feel like I'm apologising about this in every single video, but everyone's at home. It's just what's happening in the world right now. So yeah, I apologize for the background noise. But this is The Art of Simple by Eleanor Ozich. She is a Kiwi, and I've just found myself picking this book up and flicking through it when I feel like I need some inspiration to kind of feel a little bit more calm in like various aspects of my life. So yeah, it's called The Art of Simple. It's basically recipes and ideas for a calmer way of life. And I love just picking this up when I feel like I'm in a funk, I need some inspiration. The photography in this book is just stunning. Like, look at this platter. Isn't that a cool drying rack? So cool. So yeah, there's just all sorts of stuff in here. Heaps of recipes. Like here we've got a creamy chamomile, honey and nut milk tea. She's even got a chamomile and lemon pillow spray recipe, which is really cute. So it's all kind of just stuff like this all through the book, but I highly recommend you ordering it online and having a flick through it. It is just so inspirational. Like, she's got words about rest here. Oh my god, now the dogs are going off, honestly. And how often do you just pick up a lovely book like this and just read through it, get some inspiration? She's got some food recipes in here as well. I'm just completely obsessed with it right now. It's such a nice, even just a little book to have on your bedside table. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys are into the monthly favorites thing, if you want to hear about things that I'm enjoying over the month. I don't want it to be an excuse to talk about stuff. I just want to be talking about things that I really love. So it may not be every single month, but I'll try and do the most months. But let me know what your feedback is. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I would be super grateful, and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you've got any good Netflix recommendations or any other sort of movie recommendations, please comment them below. Okay, bye guys.